Namaste. This is Sujata Vaidya, student of MS Veda and Vedic Wisdom, attempting my oral on the topic Upanishad. The topic I have chosen for this oral is the question that has been asked on overcoming the ego and the Yaksha Pakhyana. The Yaksha Pakhyana is a section that has been taken from the Kena Upanishad, which is one of the Mukhya Upanishad. This belongs to the Samaveda. The Upanishad, over here, the question that is being asked is by whom is the mind directed, which in its own way is asking, where does the mind go towards? What is it that the mind is seeking? Who is it that the mind adores? It is an ultimate inquiry that goes beyond the sense organs, the mind being one of them, as well as the speech. We understand that Brahma is the power behind all possible powers, and it is larger, and its description is more than the powers of the speech, the mind, and all the sensory perceptions. True knowledge is gained only by direct realization of the truth. The experience or the anubhav a person gains through direct connect with this Brahma alone is self realization. The Upanishads do warn us continuously that there are many things that restrict this anubhav or which come as problems. People may claim to know Brahma, but those who do claim to know Brahma most likely only describe what Brahma is from what other people have told. Those people who actually may have experienced even an iota of the purity that Brahma expresses become completely humbled and lose all aspects of ego or any sort of divine pride. This is one of the most important messages that the Kena Upanishad does give to the seeker. Divine truth and deeper essences are conveyed through stories. The This particular aspect is given in the story Yaksho Pyakhyana, where it even tells us how defeating an ego can be, even of the greatest of people. So the story goes that the masters, the divine masters, the deities that we consider as the most powerful, that include Agni, that include Vayu and Indra, are taken into consideration. Agni is considered as the most powerful messenger to the god. He is the protector. He is the one that can consume anything and everything in his might. The element is that of fire, which is equally destructive as it is creative. Agni, as a deity, had the pride that it can consume and burn anything and everything, so powerful. A messenger who can reach the gods with the slightest of ignition. Vayu is the deity of the winds, and he does not require anybody's permission to move. It can move through anything from the smallest of gaps and expand and reach the entire regions of this entire universe. Vayu exists everywhere and it can move everything else without being influenced by anything. Indra is considered the king of gods. He is the one who can satisfy all the desires of the mundane world. Indra is the one who is the master protector. He is the one who can get rid of all the ailments. He is the shining superior and the absolute king of all the deities. So the story goes that at one time there was a great war where these three deities overcome overcame the demons or the Rakshasa for a certain reason. Now they were full of joy, definitely, but they were also full of pride for having won this battle. There is a certain danger in this pride, even when it comes from the absolute deities, and especially those who think that they are the doers. While explaining to humanity to give up the attraction and the possession of the actions, the explanation is given through this story. Pride is something that needs to be vanquished to actually know and understand Brahma. In this story, after the gods win the victory over the demons, they attribute their winning to their own power and their own intelligence. Brahma has to do something about this, and he appears as a yaksha. Now, a yaksha is mysterious, awe inspiring, and it is it's a symbol of the ultimate reality, the grandest and the greatest, somebody in front of whom anybody would bow down in utter surrender and humility. Yaksha is represents the unknown absolute reality. So the gods are looking at Brahma as a yaksha and wondering who this is. So they want to find out. Agni is the first to go in front of yaksha. And as an introduction to himself, before asking who yaksha is, he says that he is the mighty Agni. He is capable of burning everything. Yaksha just keeps a blade of grass in front of Agni and asks him to burn it. Agni tries his utter best, but he fails to burn that small blade of grass and has to accept his limited power. He comes back dejected. Vayu is next sent to claim the mastery over this yaksha. He also introduces himself as the master of movement. Again, yaksha places this blade of grass and asks him to move it. Vayu tries his utter best. He blows the hardest, but he is unable to move that same blade of grass. Again, dejected and void of this pride, he returns, humbled by this yaksha. Indra is the third to go, and he approaches with a different stance. He is not there to show that he is the greatest, he is the king of the gods, but he goes in front of the yaksha with humility, with curiosity. The moment Indra becomes cognizant of Yaksha, touches Yaksha with his mind in humility, Yaksha disappears. At this stage, the Devi, Uma Hemavati, appears in front of Indra to help him understand what this entire phenomena is. She declares that Yaksha is Brahma, the source of all the powers, and she explains that the gods too need to actually overcome their pride and ego to gain the ability to know, understand, and flow to Brahma. Ego dissolves the moment one recognizes the greatness of Brahma. But it is necessary to get over this ego and pride alone that will take us to understanding true knowledge and the aspect of Brahma that is necessary for us. This story demonstrates how ego can blind even the mightiest. And the only way to gain higher ground is through humility and surrender. Any amount of strength, any amount of pride and ego will not be of any help in front or even to understand Brahma. Thank you.